today's video is a little bit different, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to go boss hunting in Tier 4 blue zones. And you may be thinking, well, why the hell would you want to do that? That sounds stupid. And the reason why is apparently people aren't going to blue zones anymore and hunting these bosses. So I want to see what the fame per hour might be like. I want to see if I get any good drops. I want to see if it's good for faction point farming. So real quick, I'm going to pop up on screen some data, and I'm going to let you confirm this at the top. 127,719,262. Combat fame credits, starting silver 137,292,796. And faction points is 3,190. So I'm going to do a 30-minute farm sesh where I'm just going to kill bosses and enchanted tier 4 monsters, and we're going to see if it's worth doing. That's all I'm trying to answer today. Is tier 4 bossing worth doing? So let's go ahead and I've got a panther here so I can sprint around. I don't know if it's the best mount, but when I filmed a video earlier today, I noticed that all the damn bosses are up and alive. What the heck's going on there? And I'm gonna go a few zones out, of course, and we're gonna, if we see any enchanted mobs, that means if they're glowing in blue zones, they're undead, so they'll have like a bluish green glow to them. But also bosses, you know, they have that yellow orange circle underneath them, and then the spiky bosses, the circle is made of spikes, which means they're absolutely worth doing. So we're just gonna pop our sprint here on the mount, and I'm using an 8.4 Shadow Caller build. It's very high DPS. I could just use Bolt Casters and one-shot the enemies, but I wanted to go Shadow Caller because I use it more often now, so it's just better to keep my muscle memory kind of warmed up for that. Also, if I need to fight someone, I can mount up, switch my abilities, and then I could stand maybe a chance to kill them. Shadow Caller, not really the best PvP weapon, but it, you know, if the enemy isn't geared, then I can just curse them and they'll melt. So here we are at Kill Martor. This is going to be the first zone that we farm, because there's only 8 people on the entire map, and like on my way earlier, like see these, like there's a boss right there. It's just, there's just a boss. Like, what are you doing, boss? And we're just going to melt his HP. Alright, so we need to start the timer, eat the food. There we go. Timer is started. I know I kind of started killing him first. 24,000 fame, 77 faction points, and then 4k in loot. You know, it's not bad. And then look, I can just kill that dude. I just cursed him twice. 5.8k in fame there. And then look, more enchanted mobs. They're just going to be all over the place. And we're just going to drain their HP super duper quick. Pick up the loot, and then scoot along to the next one. And we're just going to repeat this in blue zones. And look at that, another boss. Oh, it's wild. They're just everywhere. And this is not the test run. You can see the chats moving. You can see other players running around doing stuff. So I am on the live servers. I'm on West, obviously. Now, I know for my East bros, this is not going to be the case. You guys have a bot problem. Well, on West, the bots were recently banned. So, you know, there's a lot less people in these blue zones now. And a lot of people have quit the game. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't have an official number or official source other than Trust Me Bro, but the player count is down by about 25%. It's pretty bad. I'm getting that number from search counts on YouTube, and I don't mean my channel, I just mean in general. There are 25% less people searching, and this is partly to blame because there's a bunch of new games that have come out. You got Diablo 4, you got other MMOs, and stuff like that. So we got a bunch of enchanted mobs here, and yeah, they're kind of beating me up a bit, but that's okay because everything I have on me is just built for damage. And yes, if regular mobs are part of the enchanted mob camp, then we're gonna kill them too. Again, we're just gonna see how much that we earn in 30 minutes time. So let's continue the hunt. And there was more spiky bosses, you know, earlier when I run through here, but they're all dead now, which is a little disappointing, but you know, someone might have came and hunted them down. But I'm sure we'll find some, because those are the fun ones. Those are the real fun ones. I just have to, you know, have the music turned up and listen for the boss music, you know, theme, and we should be fine. There we go, melt that guy, then grab the loot. You'll notice that I mounted up to de-aggro the archer, and so I could loot. So new techniques from new patches and so on. I kind of want to go one more zone away and then scout this one, and then return to Kill Martor later, and then scout the rest of it. But, because I know there was some boss monsters, like, up here and stuff. There's only 6 people here in this zone. When I was here earlier, there was only, like, 4 to 5. There we go. There's a boss monster. I'm gonna wait on the cooldowns of my helmet, boots, and armor, and let's just see how powerful this combo is. So we're gonna shred his armor, curse him, hit him with everything we got, and this boss likes to put up a defensive shield, but we just melted him. 102,000. I'm actually gonna take the tier 3 items, I think, so I can break them down and just get the raw materials. Why not? Who cares? There we go. Yeah, it's like 100k fame. And you know, you may be thinking, that's a lot of fame, bro. What the hell? I need to go kill some bosses. It's really not, okay? That's like pulling maybe one pull worth of a static zone. That's all that is. I didn't bring lifesteal food with me, so I can't really farm statics. I can, but it's really risky. And yeah, there's a static zone like kind of right there, but we're not here to farm statics today. We're here to hunt world bosses. I'm not world bosses. Just open world mobs, you know, that may be enchanted. That's all. Like that. And like these dudes, see, they're enchanted. We're gonna go ahead and melt them. And yeah, it's only 6k fame. I know it's less than. I know this is less than statics. You don't have to tell me that because I know. I'm aware. But not everyone has the item power or the skill or the gear to do statics. So this is for those bros. This is for the guys that just want to farm the open world. And I'm going to tell them right now that, you know, like, a yellow zone would be better, but, well, if all the mobs are enchanted in a tier 4, is it? That's what we're finding out today. We are testing, you know, we are researching this topic. Just melt those two bros, take their looties, go ahead, and yeah, this is basically an open world farming video. But we're going to just see how good it is. I think it might be okay. Not too bad. 7.4k. Like, it's, you know, it's really not that bad. So I just need to find more bosses though. I figure they might be like tucked away in a corner here since no one's really going. You got enchanted dungeons too, but I've tried many of those and they are not hitting. They are not slapping. They're not performing. Especially after the nerfs. Solo players got the biggest shaft ever. With one of the updates, it basically made it so that really crappy chests don't have as much loot in them anymore, and that bigger chests meant for Zerg players and guild players have more loot, because apparently, you know, they need more money, and us solo players can just get fucked. Basically, the devs want normal players to join guilds, and they're willing to take everything away from us until we do. And I'm never going to join the guild, man. There's no guild that's a good fit for me. I'm sorry. There's just not. And I've tried to make my own guild that's a good fit for me, but no one wants to join it. No one can pass the Discord questionnaire. If hundreds of you could pass that questionnaire, we would be an unstoppable army. But, man, I get like one guy that passes the questionnaire like a month. I'm not even kidding. It's a 99% failure rate. And, and the people that do pass, they're just spies. They lied on the Discord questionnaire. They don't actually want to play games with me. They just AFK and then get kicked out for being idle. They never talk, never participate. It's really a shame. So, I don't know what to tell you, man. Nope, I almost missed one there. I was staring at a different screen. You know, I tend to do that when I play Albion. I don't really focus on the game too much. I look at other things. I read comments, I watch videos, and stuff like that, yes. Just like you're doing right now. You're probably... Let me know in the comments if you're playing Albion as you watch this. I want to know. I really do want to know. And it's not just some sort of trick to get you to leave a comment, okay? I don't really care if you leave a comment or not. I'm not one of those guys that's, like, desperate for comments. I'm just curious. I just want to know. Alright, I think we've kind of cleared most of that part of the map, so we're going to go clear the left side now. And, yeah. Just killing mobs this time. We're just killing mobs. Killing mobs in blue zones. Preferably low foot traffic blue zones. The Martlock blue zones, not many people come here because stone is kind of a dead resource. And people don't really have a reason to come here. So, that's all the more, you know, chance for these little mobs to grow up to be big, strong. Look at that, Spike Boss. Let's go. Spike Boss time. And yeah, we got a lot going on here, but that's fine. I'm a big beefy boy. You know, living in a beefy world. It's beef-tastic. Really is. 97,000 on that guy. Which was weird, because the other one gave over 100,000. So I don't know why that one only gave 90,000. Alright, well that's two bosses. Two bosses so far. You know, maybe we should keep a little counter. Maybe. And what about the loot? You know, it's weird that I want, like if you look at streamers, they never loot the runes. Runes don't weigh anything. And it's just free money when you literally vendor it to the freaking market. You know, yeah, you pay a little baby amount of tax on it, but you know, they open these big chests and it's got like 80,000 in it and they just don't loot it. It's like, come on, bro, that's 80K. If you did that 100 times, that's 8 million. What the frick? Is it? Is 80K times 100 8 million? I don't know. Maybe I'm not doing the math right now. I'm just killing mobs. Okay, 80,000, add 10, that's 800. Yeah, it's 8 million. So, just think of all the times that you missed out on that money, man. Like, I don't know. Maybe they just think they're gonna die and they don't want to make the next guy, you know, richer that kills them or something. It's whatever. But we're just out here killing enchanted mobs. We're just out here grinding. You know, we're playing the game the way it was meant to be played. Not okay. Maybe not. SBI wants us all to be in guilds and answer CTAs and. Oh no, Guildmaster, I can't make the CTA, I gotta pick up my daughter from school. I don't have a daughter, by the way. I can't have children, I'm too poor, guys. Stop asking. It feels bad, because, like, if you have family, you know, back in the day, did you guys know that back in the day, people that worked a minimum wage job in today's market made, like, $200 an hour? Can you imagine that? I'm talking, like, back in the, like, 50s and 60s, right? Those guys, their starter job, you know, where you just needed a firm handshake to get the job. You know, they were paid like a couple bucks an hour in their time, right? But if you adjust for inflation today, it's like $200 an hour. Okay, and then they wonder why you don't have kids. How come you don't have a family? How come you don't have a house? How come you don't have a new car? Gee, I wonder. Working in retail doesn't pay at all. Like. When I worked retail, like, I would work like 60 to 80 hours a week, and then I would have barely any money left to my name. And then if I had a medical bill, like if I had kidney stones or, like, at one point I learned, stop going to the hospital when you're sick. Stop going to the hospital if something bad happens that isn't immediately life-threatening, because it just drains all your money. It's just... There was 1 month I woke up and half my face wasn't moving. It was weird because I don't really look at myself in the mirror much because I'm not like, I don't really care for vanity, but I got in the shower and normally when I wash my hair, I'm kind of weird and I hold my breath. Does anyone else do this? I'm in the shower and when I like shampoo up my hair and, you know, all that stuff, I hold my breath the entire time because I don't want to like breathe in water vapor or something. I'm super weird. And I noticed that morning, when I held my breath, like it puts pressure on my mouth, my cheeks puff out, right? That's how I do it. I know I'm like a freaking kid. That air was just shooting out of the corner of my mouth, and I couldn't understand why. I'm like, what the heck is going on, right? And then later, you know, during the shower, I was getting soap in my eye. I'm like, what the hell? I'm closing my eyes, aren't I? And it turns out that half my face was paralyzed. Okay, like half my face, I couldn't move half my face, and that sounds weird, and I never thought it would happen to me. You know, it's like, well, if you can't move something, just move it. Well, no, you can't. That's how it works. You literally can't move it. And so I get to work, and I tell, you know, one of my upper management bosses, I'm like, so half my face isn't moving, and I started noticing my speech too was like all weird because like. You gotta move your lips and stuff to be able to speak, but if half your lips aren't moving at all, it's weird. And then also because half my face couldn't move, I couldn't blink one eye. So I had to constantly use my arm to like shut my eyeball and then reopen it. Which sounds awful, and it was absolutely awful, right? So of course, you know, the boss is like, you probably had a stroke and you should go to the hospital. And I'm like, well, I can't afford that. I can't afford to go. I can't go to the hospital. And strokes run in my family, right? So I'm still young enough not to get them, but I know they're coming. Like, it's inevitable. No matter how good of health I'm in, which I haven't been in good health since 2021. It's just been deteriorating. Like, I hate to kind of lump all my crappy problems onto you guys and let you know this personal shit, but essentially, you know, I got the one virus thing that was spreading around, you know, that the whole world was scared of. And yeah, it kind of messed me up, and so I rapidly lose weight now. Like, I can eat a 3 to 4,000 calorie surplus, and I will lose almost 1 pound of body weight a day. And it's so weird. It's like, well, I'm just gonna waste away. Like, I can go to the gym, like, it sucks too, because it's my muscles that are deteriorating. It's not like fat tissue. So it's like I go to the gym and I build up my body, and then, like, unless I eat a lot of food and lift constantly, it's just gone. Like, if I take, like, a week off at the gym for recovery, like, because I overdo it, or, well, lately my recovery has been shit because of this whole thing, it's just gone. It's like I can't get gains anymore. It's like game over. I just cancel my gym membership and just... It's like, think of it like this, like a biblical thing, right? You got like a really strong guy, and he gets cursed by a witch to where he loses his strength or something, and then it's just like, okay, I guess I'm done. I guess I just have to be, I guess I'm just meant to be a really skinny, like, lanky skeleton man, which is what I used to be when I was a very young adult and teenager. Late teenager, early adulthood. I was like 130 pounds, 135 pounds, and I was a skeleton, bro. A skeleton. And I fixed that over, it took a long time, but I think that's what my body is returning to. It's maybe my default character state or something. I don't know. But anyway, back to the half-face paralyzed thing, right? So I'm looking up online after work, and it's so shitty because, like, the customers are treating me like I'm special needs, or like they're feeling bad about me. I feel bad because, like, half my mouth is freaking stuck open, and I'm drooling a little bit, and I'm slurring, and I sound, you know, kind of low IQ. And it's like half my face is paralyzed, bros. It is awful. It was really hard to eat food, but one interesting thing, okay? One interesting thing. I've always had, like, difficulty swallowing pills. I can't swallow pills. Even the itty-bitty babiest of pills. But when I had half my face paralyzed, I could swallow pills super easy. Like, it was, like, natural. Even the big horse pills, the giant, like, fish oil pills, right? Like, I could swallow those no problem. And, like, yes, I've had to chew pills my whole life. When I grab, like, a bottle of ibuprofen or medicine or Tylenol, I chew those fuckers up, right? That's just how it's always been. But, yeah, with this face paralyzed thing, you know, I'm Googling and I'm like, what the hell is going on? I can't go to the hospital. That'll take all my money away. Insurance won't cover it because, you know, when you work a wagey job, you get the little wagey insurance. And it wouldn't cover it, of course not. It'd be thousands of dollars just to have some douchebag checkup on it. And I looked, too, because they check for strokes and all that stuff, and that's expensive machinery. It's literally thousands of dollars. And so I look it up, and it could be. I don't know if it was ever an actual stroke or not, because I did get my face back to normal, right? This is long before I was known as Swole Benji, right? So I still, like, at the time I was a YouTuber for a different channel. And yes, I did stream with half my face paralyzed, and I made it a joke for the stream. And people found it pretty funny. A lot of people didn't believe me. They thought I was faking it. But the thing is that, like, I Google it, and there's something called Bell's palsy, which is temporary, and apparently it can be caused from stress. Which, the work at the time, I was a manager, and it was holiday season, and yeah, there was a lot of stress. It was, like, the busiest time of the year for the retail, and I think it was my first year of being a retail manager, so there was a lot of pressure to perform really well and do good and stuff. So maybe that caused it. I don't know. But, I never really considered my job stressful, but maybe deep down in my subconscious, I did? But after a month, I slowly was able to squint my eye and kind of crinkle the corner of my mouth a bit, and then 1 month after that, I regained full control. So I made a full recovery. And, you know, for me, you know, if I had went to the hospital and had a bunch of tests run... Oh, this is a yellow zone. We're not doing yellow zone today. No, sir. Get out of here. We're going back. We went to the wrong area. So for me, it was like, well, I just saved thousands of dollars by self-medicating. Hell yeah, right? And, you know, everyone else is like, bro, you should go to the hospital. This is a stroke. Oh my god, dude. Like, if you don't go, you're gonna be stuck like this forever. And in my mind, I was like, that's okay. I will be stuck like this forever, but I don't have to pay thousands and thousands of dollars. Because money is super tight. And that would have been all of my money. That would have been all of my savings at the time, and I was trying to, you know, like, pay bills and eat healthier and grow my body, and just... Yeah, of course it didn't work out. Man, we got a lot of little mini-bosses up here in the corner. It's a good thing, too, that we, you know, checked up here. I thought I checked up here earlier, but whatever. So yeah, so I'm not telling you, you know, to self-medicate. I'm not telling you not to go to the hospital if you need to. I'm just telling you my little story. And I don't know how I got to talking about this, but do you guys have any experience with strokes or Bell's palsy? But yeah, like I keep squinting my face now. But it sucked because like you can't really hold your breath with pressure in your cheeks or anything. You can't blink. So like, you know, that really dried out my eyeball, and like I would have to like force. Here's how I had to sleep. Either I had to sleep with an eye patch like a freaking pirate, or I had to like force my eyeball closed and then lay on the side of my face where my eye is so it would remain closed as I slept. Otherwise, I slept with open eyeballs like a creep, and it would like it was super creepy because I'd be like snoring and my eyeballs are just wide open. Well, my one eye at least. Which is also weird, like, a while back there was this viral clip of Katy Perry where she, like, shuts one eye, but the other eye is just wide open, and that's it reminds me of it so much, and it bothers me. It's like, oh gosh. Like, I don't ever want to experience that ever again, so... you know, lucky for me, YouTube is zero stress, for the most part, besides all the haters, and the Redditors, and the stalkers, and the doxers, and... the people that threw dead animals at my doorstep, shoutouts to them if they still watch me. I don't know who did it or why they did it, but they're just like, hey, I know where you live. I'm gonna deliver dead animals to your doorstep. Okay, have fun with that. It's not illegal. It's just weird. I hope you're not actually killing these animals, man. Like, feels bad. Yeah, you know, just a typical day for a YouTuber such as myself, right? Man, I need friends. Damn it. I need a fun game to play. Why am I doing this? But anyway, we're about to get the results here. We got 10 more minutes of farming the open world mobs, and we're gonna see if it's worth doing. I'm curious. I just want to know. I just want to know, bros. And I know other content there's another content creator that had some strokes, but he really hates me. And so I don't even dare to try to make contact with him. I've tried to over Twitter, but he ignores me. And they all ignore me, and partly the reason why is they don't play this game as a hobby like I do. This is just a freaking hobby. I don't get enough money to really consider this a job, right? Like 1,000 views for an Albion video is pennies. Maybe sometimes $1, but usually it's just pennies, okay? Sometimes 80 cents, sometimes $1 per 1,000 views, sometimes it's 20 cents. It really depends on the ads that are running on the video at the time. Whereas I look at other content creators and the ads running on their videos are like the big money ads. Especially Big Lips McGee. He gets the best ad rolls for his vids, man. He must be making a killing. But not my Albion vids. When I do Diablo or any other game, I get regular ads, but Albion I don't, and I don't know why. Someone out there must have done something. Maybe they sent like an email, like, "This Swolbigi's bad," ugh. So they like limit the ads or something. I don't know how it works. I really don't. Just some troll trying to starve me out and send me back to the homeless life, I guess. Which a lot of people still aren't caught up to the lore. I mean, I made a video a long time ago saying, like, after the New World vids, it's like, okay, New World was really good, so we're gonna move into an apartment, and it's kind of been that way ever since. But it's draining my money. It's at some point I'm just gonna run out of savings and then back to the streets. Which the streets are worse than ever. Well, they are and they aren't. Okay, it's like there's so many people now. These massive tent cities just line the streets. And all the shops are closing because it's gotten real bad. Like, all of the shops are either hyper protected or they're closed. Like, if I go into a wall, and this happened in the span of like a year, it's crazy. If I go into a Walgreens, every single product except the sunscreen, funny enough, is behind a locked cabinet with a glass, like a plexiglass, and it's got like a plastic lock. Dude. In my local Walgreens, there's a guy, apparently. He comes in with a blowtorch, and he blowtorches the plastic locks off the doors, and then he steals everything. And he's been doing this for like a month, and nothing is done about it. It's so stupid. It's like, the thing is, it's like, if I worked there, I would just slam him on the ground and take his blowtorch. He might blowtorch me a little bit, that's okay. You know, I heal, you know, the cabinets don't. But the second, like, you can't even talk to for Walgreens employees, you can't even talk to the shoplifters. If you even acknowledge they exist, you're fired immediately. They don't want, but they're so scared of like a TikTok video or a viral video where you're talking crap to a shoplifter and then like there's a comment chain of, oh, he shouldn't do that. He's working. He's not allowed to talk like that. Come on, man. Go back 50 years, people be shooting you for doing that kind of crap. And here's the thing too. A lot of people don't realize this, right? It sounds kind of silly that someone would blowtorch a plastic lock off of a cabinet door. But the reality is that's a felony. That is arson. Believe it or not, that is like 20 years in prison. But is he in prison? If he gets arrested, guess what happens? There's something called, I don't know exactly how the justice process works here, but there's like a guy in charge, and he can actually be like, yeah, I want to charge this guy, or nah, this crime isn't worth my time. And every single shoplifter currently, they just get the charges dropped. It was like, dude, it's been real bad. There was a story of this one guy. It was actually like 3 people, but it was mainly one guy in particular. He was at a Walmart, and he was shoplifting. And the cops come in, and they wrestle with the guy for like 5 minutes. Like, they're fighting. And he's trying to grab their gun and all of their tools on their belt, which is a felony in itself. And he runs through the parking lot, and he assaults other customers, and he does a lot of property damage, and he gets in a car and slams into stuff, and it was a huge mess. And he was charged with like 7 felonies or something. And like, he sits in jail for like a month or 2, and then he gets all the charges dropped. He's just free to go. It's not even on his record. It's like, what? That guy was a huge danger to society and committed several crimes, and they just let him go. They're just like, yeah, don't do it again, bro. We trust you, dog. And like, what the frick, man? It's so perplexing to me that the world, like, are they only putting in like, are prisons so full that it's only serial killers and, like, I don't even know. What is worse than serial killing? Like, there's a guy that stole $20 million from YouTubers by falsely copyright claiming music, which I'm a victim of on my older videos. There's nothing I can do about that, you know? And he got 5 years. He got only 5 years in prison, dude. It's like... And he got to, like, he has that money spread so far that they're never going to get that back from him. So he became a multimillionaire, and he only had to give up 5 years of his life to do it. And they're going to let his ass out early. They're going to be like, you know what? You're not a violent criminal. We're going to let you out early, bro. We're going to let you go home. You know, just don't do it again, even though you told the courts you're going to do it again as soon as you're out because the money's too good and you got family to feed. Right? Oh, jeez, man. If I get a do-over, if I get to wake up as a 6-year-old with everything I know now, I'm doing a criminal run. I'm not even kidding. I'm gonna become the local bad boy. Breaking Bad Soul Benji edition. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just playing, guys. I'm just pretending. I'm just having a funny conversation. Okay, guys. So don't take it too seriously. If I got a do-over, I would just play World of Warcraft as soon as it came out and do Bitcoin. That's it. That's all you gotta do, man. And then your life is set. And with my mentality now, my school life would be completely... I wouldn't even do schoolwork. Would you? Think about it. If you know about Bitcoin and stuff like the GameStop stock going to $100 in 2021 or 2022, well, whenever the hell it was, I don't remember. Would you even bother with school? Would you even bother with any of it? Hell no. Hell no, dude. I would freaking just be a bad boy in school. I would just, like... just get expelled. And I would be able to convince my parents. Here's the thing, right? I know not everyone would be able to, but if you get to go back and be 6 years old all over again, you can just tell everyone future events. Okay, I would be like Waco, Oklahoma City bombing, right? And YouTube, please don't flag me for saying these things. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about predicting the future as a 6-year-old. Please, YouTube. Whoever, gets to monitor these things. I am just talking about that if I was 6 years old again, I would be able to predict the future, right? I would be able to be like, okay, yeah, 9/11's gonna happen. And then people would be like, whoa, you really did predict the future. You'd be able to predict every, you know, world leader, you know, being elected. You would be able to predict movies before they ever came out, right? Like, you just tell people the endings to things before it's ever out. Like, oh, A Sixth Sense, it's a movie with, I don't know, some bald guy that's in Die Hard. I forget his name right now. But, yeah, he's like a ghost the whole movie. Spoilers. And then, you know, years later when that movie does come out, people are like, whoa, he knew somehow. Just this little boy, this little kid just knew about this movie. And you'd be able to, like, another thing too is, as a 6-year-old, you know, being reborn again as a 6-year-old with everything you know now, you would be able to keep your body in tip-top condition, right? And, you know, I was the kind of kid, you know, that grew up poor, so I was always playing in construction sites, which was very physically demanding to climb all those pallet stacks and machinery and scaffoldings and stuff. So I was a very fit young man. But, you know, then StarCraft happened, okay, and Diablo, and World of Warcraft happened. And I let myself go just a little bit, just a tiny little bit. But then, hey, DDR happened, and I got some of it back. But then I became a little marathon runner lanky boy for a bit. And then, you know, I started, you know, going to fitness websites and got swole from there. So. But not everyone did get to do that. What am I saying? I'm saying that, you know, if you get to be 6 years old all over again, why would you bother with school? Okay, kids, I need you to spell out the word adjective 100 times on your sheet of paper. Alright, today we're going to learn about Christopher Columbus, and most of it's lies, by the way, because we're brainwashing you. We're not going to tell you the real truth about Christopher Columbus, or a lot of history for that matter, but I'm not going to talk about that on YouTube. But, you know, it would be way funner, right? And you wouldn't care about any of the stupid crap that the other students are doing, right? Oh no, there's a bully. Oops, I'm maximum physically fit, and I know all of the fighting techniques, you know, of advanced MMA from my life as an adult. So you just dunk on the kid. And, you know, you can tell the teachers off and be confident. You could ask, well, would you ask girls out? That's a creepy question, right? You're like an adult trapped in a kid's body. And you're asking, you know, kids your age out, right? We're not going to talk about that. That's weird, dude. That's super weird. But I wouldn't do it because I would just go find my girlfriend in the past and then convince her that I'm from the future. And then there we go. We'd be multimillionaires through Bitcoin and GameStop stock and all the other stupid things that you can make money off of, you know, that have passed. And there you go. There you have it. So let's look at the results. It's been 30 minutes. Conversation got a little bit. We got 20,000 in loot. That's worthless. It's garbage. Okay, let's do some math now. Let's see how many combat fame credits we managed to farm. All right, 129,553,523 is how much we earned. And then we're going to subtract it by 127,719,262, meaning we earned 1.8 million combat fame credits. Which kind of sucks. All right, that's not even half of what we would earn at 30 minutes in a static. So no, I'm just going to change that to earned. There we go. So earned. And then this one is going to be, because this is silver, we're going to do silver lost, obviously. So we're going to take the, what is the number now? 137,292,796, subtract it by, how much are we down? 134,920,988. We lost 2.3 million this video. Guys, this video cost me 2 million to make. Help me. Donate to me, please. All right, faction points. Faction points. It's an okay amount, you know. 6719, and then we're gonna subtract it by 3190. So we're in 3.5k. That's like 40k. It's expected, man. So, is farming bosses in tier 4 blue zones worth your time? And the answer is no. Absolutely not. It's garbage. Don't do it. Sucks. Let me know what you thought about this video. Let me know. I read every comment. I don't have a life. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next video. We got more Diablo 4 videos too coming out. With that said, on the right side of your screen is a video. I can't talk anymore. That you should absolutely click. And if you do click it, then you will be able to wake up as a 6-year-old with everything that you know now, and you'll get to live the isekai life that you always wanted, and you'll be the popular kid in school, and the loved kid that all the girls will want, but you'll have to reject them because you're actually an adult in a child's body. And also, you will be able to do all the Bitcoin stuff, but oops! Apparently doing the Bitcoin stuff too early in that stage of life means that Bitcoin never becomes a thing, so you end up having to work a shitty wage job anyway because you didn't go to school because you thought you'd be rich, and then GameStop didn't happen because that thing was, I don't know, just some weird supervillain reason why that doesn't happen. But there you go, that's your isekai story. Go ahead and click the right side of the video anyway, even though it ends up kind of bad for you.